Hello, and welcome to Real Talk with Rachel. Today I'm talking once again about book bans. This time I'd like to explore why readers, especially young readers, need to read everything they can, even banned books. Our adolescent and teenage years are important years of our lives. The brain is pruning its neurons, it's strengthening certain connections and setting free other ones. We are trying to form a sense of self during this stage of life, trying to figure out who we are and what we believe and where we fit into the world. I remember these days as being somewhat traumatic. Do you know what helped me endure them? What shaped my sense of self into a fully grown person? Reading books. I read all kinds of books, books that today have been added to banned lists. To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men, The Catcher in the Rye, Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. Oh, I loved Toni Morrison. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Judy Blume took me through puberty. I don't think I would have made it without her. My education happened in books. And this is what young people miss when one, they don't read, and two, someone tells them what they can and cannot read. Book bans are happening because a group of people believes that they should have the right to control what all young people, and even adults now, read. They want to control a narrative of who we're supposed to be, who young people should want to be. When we're told who we should be, we rarely feel the freedom of being who we are. We shrivel, we don't expand. Books give young people and us knowledge and exposure and perspective, and the opportunity to explore the many different lives of others and the many different stories that exist in the world, some like us, some not at all. This is especially important for young people who don't have the global experiences we have, who may only know or understand life from a very small bubble. Critical thinking is one of the most important skills we need to develop as humans. You need knowledge to think critically. Books give us knowledge. They train our brains to think and think hard. They provide opportunities to actively engage with the ideas written in their pages. Our brains have to think and think hard to interpret the meaning of text, to question our assumptions, to analyze the information we consume. Reading trains our brains, but we need challenging material to do it. Book bans fail us in that department. Without critical thinking, we lose pieces of ourselves to conspiracies and misinformation and inherent biases that society ingrains in us. A lot of the books getting banned? Yeah, they'll challenge our assumptions. And some people, particularly the group spearheading all these bans, are afraid of challenged assumptions. That's just a theory. I arrived at it through critical thinking and some psychology training. Another of the most important skills we develop as humans is empathy. Neurologists have discovered that reading changes our brains in important ways. When we read a story, we put ourselves in the shoes of characters. We think about what it's like to be them, what we would do in the same situations, how we would feel. We feel what those characters feel. The brain rewires itself into one that's more empathetic. This, to me, means young people need access to books about characters who are unlike them. Of course we can feel what characters feel when they're just like us. We've actually, literally felt it. But what about when a character is completely different? A different race, a different gender, a different sexuality, a different rung on the economic ladder. Reading those stories means our children get to step into a different life than their own, and they get to develop empathy for their fellow humans. How very exciting. When I think about who I hope my children will be, it's that. Empathetic, critical thinkers. Beyond that, the world is their playground. I want them to have knowledge. I want them to feel compassion for their fellow humans. Knowledge invites empathy and understanding. And in the circle of empathy and understanding, love grows. And love is worth reading banned books, don't you think? One day, our young people will grow up, and we won't be able to control them or what they read anyway. What kind of explanation do we want to give them? That we were protecting them from the things we were afraid of? or that we allowed them the freedom to read so their minds would expand and unfold in remarkable and beautiful ways? Will we equip them or hinder them? Thanks for listening to my Real Talk. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for videos about books and writing and more videos like this. And sign up for my newsletter at racheltolson.com for inspiration, book recommendations, news, and writing prompts. Stay strong, and see you next time.